Hello, this is Mike Ward, teacher and coach, with another great free resource for teachers looking to practice sequencing of anything in a class. Whether you're sequencing in science, or you're trying to sequence events through a novel, or in my high school history curriculum, sequencing events and the impacts they've had through time, I think I got a great free resource for you to introduce today. The name of this resource is called Timetoast, and let me give you a little peek at what some of my students have put together to entice you into this easy to use and free software to help your students sequence anything in class in a 21st century way. So if you take a peek here, in a Hollywood history film class that I taught last year, students had to document their learning by building a timeline. And in this view, you can see that the timeline is horizontal and it plots the movies and the events on a timeline. Looks pretty cool, it's colorful, has an icon for each, and you can open each and then it brings the content that they built in to life for you. And then once the timeline is built, you can view it in the list feature, and then you're putting it into another format. This one's vertical rather than horizontal, and you can see it walks you through in a much bigger way, and then includes the information that the students had to build out underneath. And this is something that documented our learning throughout a semester, and it's something that you can use to sequence anything, and it has two views that make what they have learned visible in pretty cool ways, colorful, creative ways. So let's dig into Timetoast. I'm going to sign in since I am already a member and give you a peek at how to get started. Once you get into your account, then you add a timeline. Name your timeline. When you want it to go live, you can change the publish status from draft to public. We'll leave it as a draft now since we're not going to share it, but that's key if you're asking your students to turn it in using a link. Usually for a category, I just choose, typically with my history classes, history, but anything will work. You can customize with a photo and simply create your timeline. Once your timeline is created, you simply add an event. And once again, we'll label our first event today's date. To make it a little more colorful, let's upload a picture. And you can see we have created our first event on the timeline. And to build out your timeline and other events in sequence, you can add the events and it will build out as you go. Once you publish it, obviously you'll be able to toggle it from a horizontal view to a vertical view, and students can then turn that in simply using the link they copy, paste, and share with you. Great way to demonstrate learning in a creative, colorful way with a 21st century twist. Mr. Ward, over and out.